Hi everyone, so in today's video I'm just going to be talking about some of my favourites from the past month. We're going through a few skincare, makeup and a few other wee bits and bobs just to show you just some of the things that I would recommend and the things that I've been loving this month. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so back in, I think it was November, I went to the Body Shop store in Belfast and I was lucky enough to receive a little goodie bag with a few skincare products in it. So one of them that I picked up was the Seaweed Clarifying Toner. I also got cleanser and moisturiser. So I've been trying that out for the past few weeks just to see what it's like on my skin. So this is for combination oily skin because I tend to have quite oily skin. So my makeup, I need to wear quite long wearing makeup or else it will start to slide off because my skin is quite oily. So I've been using the cleanser and then I've been following with this toner. So what it does is it removes impurities and refines pores, so it's meant to kind of make your pores a little bit smaller. For me it tightens the skin, it leaves it feeling a little bit fresher, but then I do find that I need to moisturise straight away afterwards because it does feel a little bit too tight. So I would just use this directly after my cleanser and I think it does really work. Okay, so moving on to this foaming cleanser by Beauty Lab. They sent me this a while ago, so I've just been using this once a week to really deep cleanse my skin and bring out the impurities. It's a really good product, although one thing that I would say, the packaging, I'm not mad keen on that. I think it needs modernised a little bit because it is actually a really good product and it's used by a lot of celebrities. It was also used on X Factor I think last year, so I will leave a link in the description box below so you can check out some of their videos on that. Okay, so moving on to then the moisturiser that came with the cleanser from Beauty Lab. So this is just daily moisturiser. Again, it smells really good. I'll just try that on. And it feels really good as well. So just like a normal moisturiser, and but it just feels really light on the skin, not too heavy for the daytime. And yeah, perfect for under your primer and your foundation without making it too sticky, too heavy, and it doesn't then let your makeup slide off your face. So something else that I've been using just once a week because otherwise I think I would find it a little bit too heavy. But this is the Barefoot SOS Intensive Treatment Oil. So after you've thoroughly cleansed your skin, you can then take a couple of drops. So it's just like a wee dropper. So if you take a couple of these drops and then just apply it onto your skin just at night time. I don't think I would wear it during the day because I think again it would just be a wee bit too oily. But apparently, after doing a wee bit of research, apparently oil is actually really good for oily skin, and apparently it helps reduce the oil that your skin naturally produces. So I can leave a link to a guest post that I wrote for lifeandlooks.com where I talk about that and a few tips for caring for oily skin. So that's quite a good wee product. It helps to repair the skin, and especially during winter whenever your skin is battling against the elements. You've got the cold, you've got the wind, you've got the rain, and then freezing temperatures as well. It's not great on your skin. So that's definitely something I would recommend using on a weekly basis. I've featured quite a lot of skincare products, and whilst it's great to try out new things, I'm definitely now realising that as a beauty blogger and vlogger, trying out so many products can then cause breakouts, and I've been suffering a bit from a few spots. I've got it well covered up with Estee Lauder at the moment, but I have been getting a few pimples around my nose and around my chin. So what I've then been doing is I've then been taking a break from skincare products just for a couple of days just to really let my skin just kind of get back to normal again, and then just trying to reduce the amount of stuff that I have in my skincare routine, trying to simplify it as much as I can because otherwise you just end up waking up with a nasty big red spot like I did here. Thankfully it's calmed down now. But I had that, that was a present during my New Year's Eve dinner with my boyfriend, and I kept on touching it and I kept on feeling it because it was just one of those nasty under the skin spots. Thankfully now it's died away. Good old bit of toothpaste. That's a good tip if you have a breakout, just use some toothpaste. Probably not during the day, but you can use it at night time. Just apply a little bit on the spot and it will draw it out and dry it out. It's just a wee tip there. Okay, so then moving on to another item that I got from the Body Shop. This is called the Deep Sleep Dreamy Body Mist, and I think this is, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but jujube, date extract, chamomile, and I think there's lavender in there as well. Basically what you do is you spray it onto your body 15 to 30 minutes before you go to bed. apparently nighttime movement releases a natural fragrance. So I would spray this on because at the moment, or well, for the past few months I've been struggling to get to sleep properly. I think maybe, you know, stresses, everyday stresses, and then also I find I'm oversleeping at the weekend, so it's actually not really good to have lie-ins, although it's so tempting. It's not great to have them because your body then can't get adjusted whenever you go back to the 9 to 5 Monday to Friday routine. So I've been using this to try and help naturally get a better night's sleep, and I do think it does work. Probably the best thing would be to not have my phone by my side, and then also just like read a book for an hour or two before I go to bed. But this is definitely a natural way to try and promote a better night's sleep. So I would recommend that. Okay, so moving on to makeup, another Body Shop item, and this is called the Sparkler All Over Shimmer. So this would have been perfect for the Christmas and New Year's party period, but you know, you can use it for regular nights out as well. But what you do is there's a little puff here, so then you just spray it onto your skin, on your arms, just on your décolletage, and anywhere you want to have a little bit of shimmer. I would say if you want to help it stick, then I maybe apply a little bit of oil, a little bit of body oil before, or else the Urban Decay setting spray. So next, moving on to a lipstick that I've been wearing quite a lot. This is the Topshop lipstick in Drive, and it's a lovely shimmery purpley pink colour. So I've been wearing this on a few evenings out for a pretty but sultry look, so it's really nice. Yeah, just for a nice alternative to just the berry lip, because there's a little bit of shimmer in it. And these are also really good alternatives to the MAC lipsticks. I don't know if I'm correct on this, but I have heard that MAC make the Topshop makeup. And if they do, it's a really good alternative and a little bit cheaper. I think you can get this lipstick for £8, and I think MAC are maybe £12 or £13. So it definitely is, yeah, a pretty perfect dupe for MAC. Okay, so another product that I've been using religiously, this is the Lorac Pro 2 palette. My mum and dad were in the States a wee while ago, and I asked them to get this for me, and luckily they did get it. And the colours are just great. It's just, you can use it everyday use, or you can use it for a night out as well. But it has some lovely kind of beigey white and gold colours here, then move it into silver, and then you have like your usual dark brown, charcoal black, and then some lovely different colours here as well, the plum and the navy. I've used the plum but I haven't used the navy yet, but I'm really down to use that. I have seen a couple of tutorials using this colour and it does look really, really nice. So I definitely would recommend that. Very pigmented and blend really, really easily, and definitely one for the makeup kit. And then moving on to other things, so just kind of going away from the beauty side for a moment, I just wanted to include a few of my other favourites. So here is a scarf that I got from Heatons. This is a local, I think they're just Northern Irish, or maybe they're Irish, but chain of stores that do like homewares and clothing, and they've got quite a nice website as well. So they sent me this lovely kind of boho style scarf, and it's warm and it's nice colours. I don't know what else you can really say about a scarf, but yeah, it's a really nice addition to my collection of scarves. And then moving on to something else I feel like a lot of bloggers and vloggers have. This is the Diptyque candle, and it's in the berry scent, and it's quite expensive. I think they're £40, but my manager gave it to me as a little gift, and I love it. It actually burns for quite a long time. I've been lighting that, I think, for maybe a couple of hours every night since I got it, and it's still only maybe halfway through, and it smells like very fresh floral fragrance and kind of soapy as well. It's just really, really nice, and it comes beautifully packaged, and I do actually think it is worth the money. And a lovely wee label at the front as well. It just makes me feel as if it's very like vintagey and old style, and just really, really good product. So I definitely would recommend that as well if you want a nice floral fragrance in your room. Okay, and then moving on to a couple of books. I purchased the Michelle Phan makeup book. So this is your life guide to beauty, style and success online and off. And I loved reading initially about how she kind of got into it all. I think it kind of really just took off very quickly for her. She started on a network, I think it was called Zynga, and she used to put up artwork, drawings, things like that, and it just really took off for her. And then she just started uploading videos on YouTube, and it just really took off from there. I don't want to go too much into it because I actually think it is worth buying. The only thing I find is that there's not an awful lot of tips for blogging or vlogging. It's more about kind of setting up your own business, and whilst that might be good, I didn't feel for me it was completely relevant because I'm very happy in my job. I have no real intention of like starting my own business, although a lot of people would maybe think, right, well, you're creating video, you're working on your blog, that is kind of like having your own personal brand, and it is, but it's not a business in that sense. Not for me, it's a hobby. So I felt it was lacking in that. I would have liked to have a little bit more relevant tips on that, and the bulk of it is more on the beauty and the fashion tips and advice, which I kind of feel you can get in her videos anyway, but I haven't read too much of the beauty stuff. I just kind of wanted to find out a little bit more about her and read more on the tips for success. But I do still think it is worth getting, but just so you know, it's not going to be like a big guide on how you can be a successful YouTuber. It's not really like that, because for Michelle, I think it just was a bit of luck, as well as a lot of really, really good content. She's incredibly artistic and I think one of a kind, but it just really took off straight away for her, which is, and I can see why. She is absolutely fantastic at what she does. But just so you know that it's not completely a, here are the 10 top secret tips for success on YouTube. You're not going to get that in here. Also, another book that I've just finished, this is The Nice Girls Don't Get the Corner Office, which sounds a bit daunting, but it does go through an awful lot of mistakes that we learn as children and then carry through into adulthood in the office. And it's not about being bitchy, it's not about being nasty, it's about being assertive, being confident and believing in yourself. And I do think it is. I've actually marked quite a few pages in it just to kind of remind myself of some of the tips that I thought were really, really good. So one of the mistakes it says is not needing to be liked. So it says that for many women, this mistake is the inverse to the need to be liked. Fear of being perceived as a pushover causes some women to adopt the attitude, I'm not here to win a popularity contest. Well, actually, yes, you are. So it's about investing in building relationships. When you need a relationship, it's too late to build it. So I think it's really good. I think it's full of a lot of good tips on how to deal with the working environment. And even if you're not in the office yet, if you're still studying, it'll still be applicable there. So best to kind of read it now to prepare yourself for the world of work, and especially the world of business. It's been an eye-opener for me to deal with the kind of different personalities that you come across, the bullies, the people who put you down, who don't want you to progress. And you can get that in the workplace, but you can also get that friends and family as well. Fortunately, those people do exist, and they don't want you to get ahead because that makes them feel insecure. So it's how you deal with those kind of people and making sure that you have that belief in yourself and the confidence to fight back, to defend yourself, or take the high road and ignore. Okay, so I think that's it for today. So just a bit of a random mix there, some skincare, some makeup, a little bit of clothing, and then a couple of books. But I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you had a fantastic Christmas and New Year. I hope you reach your goals and ambitions for the year ahead. So have a fantastic 2015. Bye!